So, salvete omnes. Welcome to Living Latin Live. This is our fall 2025 course. I took the summer off for sanity, but welcome back. I'm excited to see a lot of you guys here, some who I've worked with before in the past and some new faces. So we'll get to know each other over the next, 12 weeks. And you guys will all be fluent in Latin by the end of this, and I can retire and everybody can start evangelizing, proselytizing Latin so everybody can start speaking Latin. But yeah, so what's really good about this is maybe you're here for your first time, maybe you're not, maybe you've been here before. But one of the things I really like about TPRS is it's made a language like Latin extremely accessible. You are probably coming at this from another language, a modern language. But Latin in particular, I think TPRS has a huge, is a huge asset for Latin because we definitely in our field can use a lot more people speaking the language. And so one of the things I like to say is that if we could demo with Latin and you can speak with Latin, you can do it with any language because Latin is crazy complicated. So we're going to get started, and I'm just going to, for the purposes of maybe somebody's watching and couldn't make it tonight or whatever, I'm just going to assume everybody's on the first we're starting from the beginning. So I'll establish some ground rules, as most of you probably already know, and then we'll move into, we'll go from there. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So, whoops, you want the actual slide? There we go. All right, so can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
So if you're kind of a experienced TPRSer, you probably recognize this and go, I know what this is, but the words are a little bit different. So this is kind of our start screen. These are the phrases that you're going to be learning over these next 12 weeks. And it's going to give you a lot of familiarity with the language. So you're going to actually get quite a bit of Latin. Even though we're only meeting for an hour a week, you're going to find out that it's really going to be mapped in your brain in a really, really pretty awesome way. So you'll be reading Caesar in no time, right, Allison? Jessie? Yeah.
I'm not reading
Yeah.
yet.
So just again, so for those of you who might be watching, this is just some ground rules. So one of the things, I'll probably mess up some rules, so some of you guys will remind me some stuff. But for example, when I establish a fact, right, I'm going to say, well, I guess to start, let's do this. Basic things, all right? To say yes, you're going to say ita. So everyone, let's practice. Oh. So when I say omnes, all right,
Ita.
omnes means everyone. So for those of you who are used to this in like TPRS, you probably say class or classe or something along those lines. But we're going to just refer to everybody. So when I say omnes, you're going to respond with ita. So omnes.
Ita.
All right, good. I was making sure I didn't have a lag or anything. All right, so good. So omnes is our call. I'm going to call out to you guys to make sure everybody's kind of paying attention and everybody's locked in and ready. So I'll say omnes and you guys will say ita. The other word that you're going to need to know is minime, which is a long way of saying no. Now, there's lots of ways you can say no, but for the most part, we're just going to stick to these two. So omnes,
Ita.
bene. So we got ita, which means yes. And how do I say no?
Minime.
Minime. All right. So everybody repeat after me. Minime.
Minime.
Yes, optime. Good. Minime is 3 syllables, so it sounds like you're saying a lot more than no, but it's just kind of like denying something. So ita is yes, minime no. And I will say things from time to time like bene, which means well done. Or I might even say, if you're doing something really amazing, I'm going to say optime, which means kind of like excellent or extremely well done or the best. Sorry, I gotta get used to my, there we go. I need that. I will throw words up here randomly. I don't have as good of a system as probably Jessie does, where she has like off screen. Actually, but I will give you all these words. I promise. You'll see in the next class. I'll have them all ready for you. So don't worry about that. They're just there for your reference anyway. All right, now again, just to kind of orient everybody, we have question words on the top and question words on the bottom. These interrogatives you're going to get to know over the course of our semester. So don't freak out and think you're going to be asked all these different questions today or tonight. We're only going to be picking a couple of them. So, and you'll see how this works. But in particular, we're looking at quis and we're looking at quid. Those are the two we are probably going to be using tonight. Maybe if we get crazy, we might throw in an ubi in there, maybe a quid, but probably not. So don't try it. Those of you who are more experienced out there. Don't push everybody over the edge with kur, right, or something like that. But we'll be using these words, and they'll be on the screen, so you can refer to them. So when I ask a question, you're developing your ear for it. You can also find it and see it there. We're going to be focusing on this construction tonight, est. All right, and there's a couple things that are going on here. I might say est, and I'm basically saying there is something. Or I might be saying est and saying he or she is something. All right. So that's really our main focus tonight. The other kind of words and phrases will build out over time. But let's just kind of practice saying these words so that way you get a feel for how the language is spoken, because there's a very different pronunciation. A note about this, there are two basic ways that we pronounce Latin. One is what's called the classical pronunciation, which is a reconstruction of what they think Latin sounded like back in Caesar's day. And then there's the ecclesiastical pronunciation, or the pronunciation of the church, which is what most people may have come to become familiar with. And it sounds like Italian. Personally, I think ecclesiastical is probably more correct. But because I work in a classical kind of context, I just teach my students typically the classical pronunciation. And then as they get more experience and they want to show off, they can kind of use the ecclesiastical and sound like the cool kids, something like that. So everyone, let's say this first word together. Everyone, omnes.
Ita.
This first word is est. So everyone say est.
Est.
Est, ita, est. All right, now this next word, the V is going to pronounce like a W sound when we're talking about this classical pronunciation. So it might seem a little strange, but it'll become second nature to you. So everyone, omnes,
Ita.
say videt, videt,
Videt.
videt, ita, videt. So videt just means he or she sees something. So videt, that V is a W sound. But like I said, ecclesiastically, you could say videt, but we'll just go with the classical for now. All right, the next phrase we're going to just say tonight is adit. So omnes
Ita.
adit.
Adit.
Bene, ita. You're going to see that Latin is what they call orthographic, meaning it's spelled exactly like it sounds. So it makes it pretty easy to pick up when you're reading it, when you're seeing it. You're just going to pronounce it. It's got a very standard way of pronouncing it. Now that doesn't mean that's the way it was always pronounced, because there's obviously dialects, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to pronounce it pretty standard. All right. So the next word we're going to work on here, everybody, omnes,
Ita.
say vult, vult. Vult. Yeah, the V again is a W sound, so vult. All right, the next phrase we're going to work on, we're just going to say tonight, we're just practicing pronunciation, is going to be a dot. So omnes,
Ita.
and I'm just checking to make sure you guys got this rule down good. So everyone say a dot, a dot.
Adit.
Bene, a dot. So the EI, these double vowels or diphthongs, you're almost going to pronounce them separately, but kind of smush them together like marshmallows. So a dot. All right, now, bene. This next one is the same thing, a dikit. Now the C is going to be pronounced like a hard C, not like a soft C, because in classical pronunciation, they're just going to treat like a hard C sound, like a k sound. So don't say dicit, right? That'd be Italian. That sounds like Italian. That'd actually be ecclesiastical. But for our purposes, we're just going to say dicit. So omnes
Ita.
adicit.
Adicit.
Ita, adicit. Good. So you got some of the basics in pronunciation. The tricky things are the V's are going to be sounding like W's. The C's are always going to be hard, sound like cat, not like city. And that should kind of give you a little bit of a feel of things. Vowels are going to have a very consistent sound. So we'll be working on those as we kind of read through stuff. But the two question words we're going to focus on tonight, let's go ahead and pronounce those. So everyone, this first one, say quid. Everyone say quid.
Quid.
Quid, bene. Quid. I mean, you could probably say quid, honestly, but I'll just, kind of cheapen, I guess, and say quid. So quid, and then this one is quis. Everyone say quis. Quis, bene. So if you're new to TPRS, typically we'll use some kind of gestures to signal words and help you kind of ingrain the meaning. So this is quis. What do we use for quid? Quid. Yeah, so quid, quis. Bene. Quis, ottime. All right. Now let's go ahead and get started on our first phrase here. So,
Question.
Ita,
Can you go back to the other slide?
Kerte.
Adicit. How come the second I doesn't have a dash over it?
Yeah, so these are those are macrons, and they are meant to emphasize those kind of long syllables and short syllables. And there's a whole discussion about that. But for the most part, that first syllable, dikit, you're going to emphasize that. So it's not dikit, but it's dikit, right?
Dicit. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, don't
Thank you.
worry. If you encounter any Romans out there in the wild, they probably will forgive you for pronouncing things a little bit different. So just, but be warned, all right? They're out there, so watch out. All right. All
Thank
right,
you.
so Ita, Kerte, Jessie. All right, let me see here. Let me move these around a little bit so they're not kind of on our text. This is something I got to work at a little bit better, but I usually just throw words on the board so they're there. It's a little messy, but you'll be all right. That's what I tell myself anyway. All right, so omnes.
Ita.
Bene, let's make sure everybody's here. So omnes.
Ita.
Bene. So our first sentence here, est puer. So now I'm going to do this, and the rule is when I do this, I'm introducing a fact, and you guys are going to treat it like it's the most amazing thing you've ever heard. So omnes
Ita.
est puer.
Oh.
Yes, and believe it or not, your students will love this. Even the high school kids, they crash out over these things. So, as they say, omnes
Ita.
est puer.
Oh.
Ita est puer. So est puer, and what we want to do is establish, what the meaning is here. So, what do you guys think est means? Is exactly is right, exists, right? So one of the things you might do is try to figure out how to anchor that in your mind, and oftentimes thinking of words that are similar to help you do that. So est puer. Now this word puer means what does puer mean? Boy, good. What is a word that you guys can probably think of that might help you think that the word puer means boy? Or a mnemonic device or something, a trick.
Boys are pigs. Puercos.
Puercos. There you go. So cross language, I guess, reference of puercos. Boys are pigs. Yeah. You also might notice some English words, hopefully, maybe coming to mind. If you describe somebody as being very puerile, we might say that person is childish or maybe boyish in a sense, because that's where the root comes from, puer. So this is a common thing you might also do as well, is you might look at some Latin words and go, wait a minute, there's an English word that's an SAT word, a really complicated. That's why it means that. So puercos or pueral, right? However you get that word in your head, puer. All right. So omnes.
Ita.
Yeah.
Now the next thing that we're gonna do is whenever you ask a question in Latin, you have those interrogative words at the bottom and the top of the screen, but there's also something else that we do, and that is we use this ne, what's called an enclitic, which is a fancy way of saying it's like a sticker when you walk through the grass and you get those spurs, those sticker spurs on your socks or whatever. They just kind of stick onto you. So the ne is going to be stuck onto the first word of the sentence. So if we ask a question, we might say est ne, right? And what we want is we want a positive or a negative response, right? It's binary. And that we want either a ita or a minime, all right? So when you hear that ne, imagine it's like a question mark because the language being spoken Latin is, it's a verbal language, of course, but they didn't have punctuation as that comes later with writing and everything. So the ne indicates to a Roman ear or somebody speaking Latin that there's a question. I want either an ita or minime. So omnes
Ita.
esne. I'm sorry, I'm going too fast. All right, let's do this next thing first. We have to establish another fact. So before we do that, puer
I usually go
es
faster, but
Danielus.
Oh.
Oh, Ita. So we got es puer, and now we got puer es Danielus.
Oh.
So omnes
Ita.
est ne puer Danielus.
Ita.
Ita. Good.
Ita.
So if you said Ita, you already figured out what I'm doing. And that's what that box is here. The Ita tells me positive, yes, and the minime tells me no and negative, right? So omnes
Ita.
esne Danielus puer.
Ita.
Ita es puer. Omnes
Ita.
esne Danielus puella.
Minime.
Minime. Danielus non es puella. Danielus es puer. Omnes
Ita.
esne Danielus Elephantus.
Minime.
Minime. Non es Elephantus. And so you can hear the sound, not elephant nuts, that'd be weird. Elephantus, elephant, yeah, that'd be a whole nother problem. All right, so Elephantus, right? So a lot of words in Latin are going to sound like their English words. So that makes it easy. Omnes
Ita.
esne Danielus Piscis. Piscis.
Minime.
Minime. Non es Piscis. Omnes esne Danielus Elephantus an puer. Elephantus an puer. Ita. Danielus es puer. So notice what we just did. I just had you guys make a choice. So you won't give me a yes or no. You're actually selecting what he is. So esne Danielus puer an Elephantus est puer. Omnes
Ita.
esne Danielus Piscis an puer. Ita. Optime. Danielus est puer, non est piscis. Omnes
Ita.
quis. Let's go ahead and do this gesture so you can kind of get it down. Quis est puer. Quis est puer.
Danielus.
Ita. Danielus est puer. Optime. Omnes
Ita.
Quis es Danielus? Quis es Danielus?
Puer.
Puer.
Ita, Danielus es puer, optime, bene. Omnes,
Ita.
esne Danielus Elephantus?
No.
Minime.
Minime. Ah, esne Danielus Piscis?
Minime.
Minime, Ita, minime. Ah, Danielus es puella?
Minime.
Minime.
This is
Recte, Ita. I didn't fool you guys. I tried to say it like I knew what I was talking about. You guys didn't fall for it. Good. Ita, Danielus non es puella, non es elephantus, non es piscis, es puer. Bene. Let's see here. I'm gonna demo with one of our veterans. Allison, you are Danielus. Tu es Danielus. All right. Tu es Danielus. Actually, let me make sure I have. Do I have that on there? Let's see. Ah, that's what I needed. Ah, okay. Optime. Before I do that, let me drag some of these words out of the way so you guys can all see it without my scribble over everything. I'll just put it on Danielus's head over here. Hopefully that will be easy. All right. So, now we're going to. Sorry, I'm just dragging them wherever I can, wherever you guys can see them for now. Piscis, we'll put that there. Okay. So, Allison,
Ita.
tu es Danielus. Bene? Tu es
Bene.
Danielus. Daniele, Allison, es ne puer?
Ita. Ego sum puer.
Recte, bene. Tu es puer. Omnes,
Ita.
Allison Danielus est puer.
Oh.
Oh, Ita. So you have here this box that shows you how you're going to use this verb, right? So we've been using est. I just asked Allison to play the role of Danielus, and she's responding as if she's Danielus, okay? So if this is your first time doing this, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little role play. So I'm gonna call on you guys here at random. Well, I'm gonna look through my screen here and see. Amanda, tu es Danielus, tu es Danielus. Es ne Amanda Danielus, es ne puer?
Ita, ego sum puer.
Optime. Recte, tu es puer. Omnes,
Ita.
Amanda Danielus es puer.
Oh.
Oh, Ita. Jessie,
Ita.
tu es Danielus. Esne Elephantus.
Minime ego sum puer. Non elefante. You don't have non on there yet, so I put it-
Yes.
non elephantus.
Bene. So, like Jesse's saying, if you notice how, let me just finish that. Ita, Jesse, Danielus, tu non es, right? Tu non es elephantus, tu es, puer. I almost forgot what I was doing. Ita. Omnes,
Ita.
Jesse Danielus non est puer, est minime. Non est elephantus, est puer. Oh, Ita. So like Jesse said, if she remembers this, but if you want to negate something, you're just gonna put non in front of it, right? So minime just means no, like as if a response. But if you want to negate something, I am not, non sum, tu non es, etc., right? Which is a Latin phrase, by the way, etc., et cetera. All right. Bonnie.
Ita.
Bene. Tu es Danielus. Tu es Danielus. Esne Piscis?
No sum minime, no sum piscis, sum puer.
Optime, recte, tu non es piscis, tu es puer. Omnes
Ita.
boni Danielus non es piscis, es puer.
Oh.
Oh, Ita. Let's see. Mina, tu es Danielus. Esne Elephantus?
Non ego sum Elephantus.
Ita?
Minime, non ego non sum, non ego sum, I don't know, Elephantus.
Ita, you have it. Ita. Minime. You said ego non sum Elephantus. Bene. Mina Danielus. Recte. Tu non es Elephantus. Mina Danielus. Esne puer.
Ita, ego sum puer.
Optime. Tu es puer. Tu non es Elephantus. Omnes.
Ita.
Mina Danielus non est Elephantus, est puer.
Oh.
Oh, Ita, bene. All right, let's see here. Let me see. Cheryl,
Ita.
tu es Danielus. Esne carota.
Ego non sum gerota. Ego sum Danielus. Ego
Ita.
sum Puer.
Ita, recte, bene, ottime. Ita, Cheryl Danielus, tu non es carota. Tu es puer, tu es Danielus. Bene, omnes.
Ita.
Cheryl Danielus non es carota, es puer.
Oh.
Oh, Ita. It wants to be a carrot anyway. Bene. Well, maybe somebody does. I don't know, but not this group. Got enough vitamin C. All right. Anastasia,
Ita.
tu es Danielus. Esne puella.
Minime. Non sum puella. Sum puer.
Recte, Ita. Tu, Anastasia Danielus, tu non es puella, tu es puer. Omnes,
Ita.
Anastasia Danielus, non es puella, es puer. Oh, Ita. Let's see. I want to make sure I get everybody. Profe Shihai,
Ita.
tu es Danielus. Esne canis.
Ego non sum canis. Ego sum puer.
Ita. Tu non es canis, tu es puer. Omnes,
Puer. Ita.
Profe Shihai, Craig Danielus, non est canis, est puer. Oh, Ita. Bene. So we got a couple words we can throw around. Carota. Actually, I should have 2 R's. Carota. We have canis. We have puella, puer, elephantus, piscis. So let's see here. Let me pick on Elizabeth. I haven't called on you yet. Elizabeth. Tu es Danielus. Esne piscis.
Ego non sum piscis, sum puer.
Recte, tu non es piscis, tu es puer. Optime. Omnes,
Ita.
Elizabeth Danielus non est piscis, es puer.
Oh.
Ita. All right, so I think we got almost everybody except David. I think I got to call on David. Let's just make sure everybody's been baptized in the fire. So, David.
He's just off to the bathroom.
All right, so in
Where's he here?
latrina.
Are you back?
In latrina.
Well, no, es en la latrina. Es aquí. It's here.
Ah, he said, ultime. David, tu es Danielus. Esne Elephantus, David? Danielus?
No, Elephantus sum person.
Ita, tu non es Elephantus, tu es puer. Optime. Omnes,
Ita.
Ita.
David non est Elephantus, est puer.
Oh.
Et quoque, I'll put quoque up here, another word. Why not? Quoque is also,
Yes.
quoque. David Danielus, quoque non est in latrina, est hic.
Oh.
No, got that. Latrina, in the bathroom, in the latrine. But hic, it means here. Hic, adverbial, hic. All right, ultime. Omnes.
Ita.
Ita.
Quis, do this. I want to see everybody do that. Good, bene. Quis ego sum.
Magister.
Ita, magister, fortasse, magister. What else?
Puer.
Guesses? Puer?
Where?
Bene.
Elephantus.
Piscis.
Who said Piscis?
Osta.
Who said Piscis?
Ego.
Who's that?
Ego.
Optime. Tu es recta. You are right, Elizabeth. You guessed it correctly. That was in my head. Ego sum piscis. Omnes.
Ita.
Ego sum piscis.
Oh.
Ita. Ego sum piscis. Said Danielus es puer. Omnes.
Ita.
Sum. Let me put this, let me highlight this so we're not getting lost. Sum ne vir.
Minime.
Minime non sum vir. Omnes.
Ita.
Sum ne piscis.
Ita.
Ita.
Ita sum piscis. Sum ne Elephantus.
Minime.
Minime non sum Elephantus. Sum ne puer.
Minime.
Minime non sum puer.
Good.
Sum ne piscis an puer.
Piscis.
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 Ita ego sum piscis non sum puer. Sum ne canis an piscis.
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 Piscis, sum piscis, ita. I do live in Florida after all, so you know we tend to be in the water quite a bit.
Two.
Ita. Oh, who else?
Me. I live in South
Elizabeth
Florida.
Otime. Good.
Yeah.
Where in Florida are you?
Just south of Fort Lauderdale.
I'm just north of Fort Lauderdale. All right, there we go. I'm in Pompano Beach. Cool. Optime. Piscis sum. Omnes.
Ita.
Ita.
Quis est piscis? Quis est piscis?
Tu es
Tu es.
Two.
Ita ego sum piscis. Quis est puer?
Danielus es puer.
Bene, ita Danielus est puer. Quis est Danielus?
Puer.
Sum Danielus.
Es puer.
Ita Danielus est puer. Bene, quis sum ego? Quis sum ego?
Piscis.
Piscis.
Ita ego sum piscis, optime, bene. Let's see. Bonnie, tu es Danielus. Sum ne piscis?
Sumne, sì, no, ita, tu es piscis.
Ita, recte, ego sum piscis, ita. Omnes,
Ita.
ego sum piscis, non sum puer. Elizabeth, tu es Danielus,
Ita.
sumne canis.
Tu non es canis, tu es piscis.
Optime, ego non sum canis, ego sum piscis. Omnes,
Ida.
ego non sum canis, ego sum piscis. Optime. Let's see. Anastasia,
Ita.
tu es Danielus. Sumne Elephantus.
Minime. Tu es piscis. Tu
Recte.
non es Elephantus.
Optime, ita. Ego non sum Elephantus, ego sum piscis. Optime, Anastasia Danielus. Omnes,
Ida.
Ita.
ego non sum Elephantus, ego sum piscis. Oh,
Oh.
ita. Allison Danielus.
Ita.
Sumne puella an piscis.
Tu es piscis. Tu non es puella.
Correcte. Ego non sum puella, sum piscis. Omnes,
Ida.
Ita.
ego non sum Elephantus, sum piscis. Yeah, that's what I said, right? Yeah. Okay. Ita. I had to remember that. Bene. All right. So how are we understanding this so far? So what we usually do is we do a check, and a 5 means you got it. A 4 means you got it, but you probably have to take a peek at the screen. A 3 means you're kind of getting there. A 2. So let me see. Trying to go through and see on my screens, see some 5s, some 4s. All right, good. Couple 3s, good. So we can work through that. All right, Bennett. All right, so the next part now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of consolidate things. So what we usually do now is we do what's called describe situation, where you are going to role play. I'll give you a role, and you're just going to describe the situation as if you're that person. So, for example, let me demo this. So I will pretend I'm Danielus, and I will try to describe as much of the situation as I can. And that includes the part that I was also playing, if you can, right? So you're going to do this as comfortably as you can. So, for example, I would say, all right, est puer, ego sum puer, ego sum Danielus, est piscis, Magister Ricard est piscis. All right. So how about that? Does everybody understand that? Let's see, 5s means you got it. 4. All right. So what I want you to do is talk about now you could also extend that. You can also say, for example, est puer, ego sum puer, non sum Elephantus, non sum piscis, non sum canis, sum puer, est piscis, Magister Ricard est piscis, Magister Ricard non est Elephantus.
Magister is teacher?
Ita. Ita, yes. So yeah, I will use my my fancy title. Magister just means like a guy teacher, because there's also magistra for you ladies out there. But Magister is a male teacher. So yes, gratias, Bonnie. So again,
I think
what I want you to do.
Cheryl had a question. Cheryl had a question.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry, Cheryl, go ahead.
Thank you, Jessie. I was just helping to draw attention to Bonnie because she was
Okay.
saying stuff.
Gratias, good, because I only got like a couple people on the screen. I don't have everybody up. So yeah, if you have a question, definitely don't be shy. All right. So all questions answered?
Ita.
Okay, I thought I heard somebody say something, but all right. Yeah, so what I want you to do is I'm going to give you a minute to describe situation and try to push yourself as much as you can. You can always say what you are, what you aren't, right? And just use as many of the words you can. So all right, so let me give you 1 minute. Now what you're gonna do is just mute yourself, and then I'll bring you guys all back in, and then I'll ask you guys to describe the situation. All right. So the role you're gonna play is just you are Danielus, describe situation as much as you can. All right, let me mute myself so you don't hear me yapping away. And 1 minute, off you go. Describe situation as if you're Danielus.
I have one. I have one question. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was muted. Sorry. What's up?
Oh, I think it's okay, yeah, but it's bothering me a little bit. Are you just kind of nameless fish, or do you have a name and you will let me know later? Let us know later.
A name? What do you mean?
What's your name? Like
Oh,
your nameless fish, or you will let us know later, or if
No, Magister Ricard is a fish. That's right. I'm gonna play the roles of fish from now on throughout our semester. I am doomed to be a fish.
What is your name fish name of the
Oh,
fish?
Magister Ricard. So let me go ahead and bring everybody back in here. All right. So Omnes, welcome back. Mina was asking me a question, so if you heard me yapping, sorry, but whoops. Let me go ahead. Yeah. So Mina was asking what my name would be, and I'm just gonna go with Magister Ricard. Yeah. And sum Piscis. All right. All right. So let's see here. Jessie, I'm gonna pick on you since you're a little more experienced. You describe situation as if you are Danielus. Go ahead.
Okay. Ego sum Danielus, ego sum Puer, ego non sum Piscis, Magister Ricard est Piscis.
Bene, ottime. Okay, so I'm going to repeat it back to you. So what happens is I got to repeat it back to you. And this part of the game is hopefully I remember everything you said and I get it right. Ita tu es Danielus, Jessie, et tu es puer, tu non es Piscis, est Piscis, ego sum Piscis, Magister Ricard est Piscis. Did I get everything right?
Yep.
All right, Ita, good. I remember. All right, good. Optime. All right, let's see. Amanda, why don't you go ahead and you describe situation as if you are Danielus. Tu es Danielus.
Est puer, ego sum puer, non sum puella, non sum piscis, non sum carota, non sum canis. Tu es piscis, tu es Magister Ricard.
Optime. Bene, Ita. Amanda, tu es Danielus. Tu es puer, me culpa, tu es puer. Tu non es puella, tu non es Elephantus, tu non es carota, sed est Piscis, or est Piscis, ego sum Piscis, Magister Ricard est Piscis, Magister Ricard est Piscis, ego sum Piscis, ego non sum puer. Did I get everything right? Did I miss anything? All right, especially like the carota. I don't think I've ever been accused of being a carrot, but who knows? The night's young. All right, let's see. Anastasia, tu es
Ita.
Danielus. Tu es Danielus. Describe situation.
Ego sum Puer, ego sum Danielus. Non sum carota, non sum canis non sum piscis. Tu es piscis, tu es Magister Ricard. Tu non es puer, tu non es carota.
Ottime, Clarite, ottime. Guys doing great. Ita. Anastasia Danielus, tu es Danielus, tu non es Piscis, tu non es canis, tu non es puella. Even though I thought I heard somebody like a child laughing there somewhere, so I don't know, there's something. Est Piscis, ego sum Piscis, ego non sum carota, ego non sum canis. All right, did I miss anything? All right, good.
I think it's
Ottime.
good.
All right, ottime, ottime, bene. All right, Mina, tu es Danielus, describe situation.
Ego sum Danielus. Ego sum Tu es Quis. Quis. Tu non es carota.
Ottime, ottime, Clarite, ottime, ottime. Mina Danielus, tu es Danielus, tu es puer, tu non es Piscis, ego sum Piscis, ego non sum carota. Bene? Ottime, ottime. All right, let's see. Cheryl, tu
Ita.
es Danielus, describe situation.
Ego sum Danielus, ego sum puer, no sum as Piscis, tu es Piscis, tu es Magister Ricard, tu no es carota.
Ottime, ottime, Cheryl. Tu es Danielus, tu es puer, tu non es Piscis, tu non es puella. Ego sum Piscis, ego sum Magister Ricard, ego non sum carota. Bene? Did I miss
Ita.
anything? Ita,
Nope.
ottime. All right, let's see here. Let's maybe make it a little bit harder. Allison. Allison, can't hear you. Oh, you're muted, that's why.
Ita.
Tu es Magister Ricard. Describe situation as if you're me. Unfortunately for you.
Ego sum Magister Ricard. Discipulo haber. No. Tu es puer. Tu es Danielus. Tu non es Piscis. Tu es puer. Tu non es carota. Tu non es canis. Quis es canis? That's what I got.
All right, ottime. Tu es Magister Ricard, Allison. Allison Magister Ricard. Tu es Piscis. Tu non es puer, tu non es puella. Et est Danielus. Danielus es puer. I know you're saying tu. I'm not going to take on that role. Es Danielus es puer. Danielus non est carota. Danielus non est canis. Quis es canis? I don't know. Nescio. That's how you say I don't know. But good. Optime, did I miss anything? No? All right. Let's see. Profe Shihai. You there, Profe Shihai?
Ubi est?
There's no takers here. I guess he's not. Okay. Because I was going to have him do
I
some.
think he's teaching a class. He's teaching
All
a
right. Yeah, that makes sense. Bonnie. Tu es Magister Ricard. Try to describe situations if you're me. All right. First night, I'm pulling all the punches out. So here you go.
Ego sum Magister Ricard, ego sum Piscis, ego sum ego no sum in latrina. ego non sum canis, ego non sum cerata. Tu or puer est Danielus, puer est Danielus puer, tu John Ricard, tu es an elephant. It's an elephant.
Ultime, plaudite omnes, ultime. All right, so tu es Magister Ricard, tu es Piscis, tu non es canis, tu non es puella, et tu non est in latrina, optime, gratias. Tu, minime, es puer, Danielus es puer, Danielus non es cerota, Danielus non es Piscis. I think, did I miss anything? I think the highlight for me was that tu non es in latrina. So, all right, optime, very good. David,
Ita.
tu es Magister, you're me, tu es Magister Ricard. Go ahead and describe situations if you're me.
Magister Ricard non Elephantus sum. Magister Ricard Picus sum. Magister Ricard non canis sum. Joseph canis sum. Joseph or Joseph
Oh.
Canis.
Optime.
canis. Joseph is not is non Picus.
Optime, Ita, optime. Tu es Magister Ricard, tu es Piscis, tu non es Elephantus, tu non es canis, sed, I should probably put that on the board. Bene. Sed is but, right? So if you want to contrast something, you just say said, or I'll point back here. That's how I remind my students said. Sed est canis, Josephus est canis, Josephus non es cerota, Josephus non es Piscis, Josephus est canis, canis fortis, Ita? Fortis, is strong, or brave even. Optime, Elizabeth, tu es Magister Ricard. You go ahead and pretend you're me and you describe situation.
Ego no sum puer, ego no sum puella, ego sum Piscis, ego sum hic, ego non sum in latrina, David es in latrina. Ego no sum Danielus, ego sum Magister Ricard.
Ultime. I like how the latrina, now poor David's got a reputation.
David is alla cocina or something like that.
In culina. There's another one.
Kitchen.
In culina, in the kitchen. Yes. So look how similar that is, right? Culina. So I put that on Danielus' forehead there. All right. Elizabeth, tu es Magister Ricard. Tu non es Elephantus. Tu non es puella. Tu non es puer. Tu es Piscis. Et tu non es in latrina, gratias. Tu, David said, David est in latrina. Minime, David est in culina, nunc. Tu, Magister Ricard, Elizabeth, tu es hic, non in latrina. Did I miss anything?
No.
All right, optime. Well, normally we would go through some more, but we've done quite a bit, and it's almost 7, and we got like a minute, so I don't want to drag you guys through the night too much. I want to respect your time. So, are there any questions or anything that we need to clear up in terms of words? Yes, Bonnie.
Did you say key or a key for here? Like, or what, a key or?
He,
Heek.
the H-I-C, yeah, that's
Ah.
this right here. Heek.
And
Josephus,
I'm just going to say, I really enjoyed this. It was fun, and it was kind of really showing the whole method really nicely. And I'm going to run because I have to go to the class. So,
Yeah, no problem. That's why I'm cutting us off now. So that way those of you who got a class can go, and we'll see you guys next week. So
thank you.
gratias vobis. If any
Gracias.
of you have any questions, I can stay on and answer them. But otherwise,
Just
have a good
one-
night.
Just
Thank
one
you.
question
Yeah.
about the
Uh,
he. You pronounce ch he.
I emphasized it just for beginners, but yeah, you probably would just like Spanish ahora, you just say ik, right? Ik, ilik, right? Because there's a demonstrative hikai kok, and there's also hik meaning here. So yeah, you probably not necessarily pronounce the H. It's almost like an aspiration. Ik, ilik. Gratias, Allison, Ita.
Yeah.
All
Good
right.
job. Very well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Gratias, Wobi. See you guys next week.
Yeah, thank you.